When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Morning decisions. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe, such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo.
Welcome back, Acolytes, Adepts, to another episode of the Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kodojo.
Hello there.
And today we are bringing you part 2 of the Nihil. Last week we talked about a lot of their philosophy and other stuff, specifically with the organization as a whole. But this week we are diving into the history of the Nihil, which, I mean, if you listen to our Path of the Open Hand episodes, you would understand that some of their origins kind of stems from because they did. So, it's all fun. But, so, getting right into it with their origins specifically. So, sometime between the High Republic era, time period approximately between 500 BBY and 100 BBY, a marauder group known as the Nihil began as a small pirate group operating in the Thol Shroud near Balsavis. After they were formed by the Everani family known as the Rose, specifically Marda Ro, as part of the plan to achieve revenge against the Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic. As such, the Nihil originally existed as part of the Jedi hunting Path of the Open Hand cult, which Marda had dedicated herself to. Not Jedi hunting, Jedi hating. Hating cult. Not hunting cult. They didn't hunt the Jedi. As much as, honestly, that'd be... Well, yeah, fair point. Yet. That's a good point. What were you going to say,
Yeah. No, it's just that this was probably put together initially during that Night of Sorrows during the Phase 2.
Right.
But it didn't become, this marauding pirates until, I'm guessing, at least a decade later.
A decade?
I would say a decade.
I was going to say a much long... I thought until, Marchion's father. But,
no, I think they were doing...
Oh, yeah, they might have been doing starting off prior.
Ow. Yeah, because pirates can be, start off small. Kind of like Hondo and his little crew.
Fair point, which then grew.
He has a very small crew.
Diminished. And then became nothing.
Yeah, but then that could grow eventually when you find more and more disturbed people like that.
True. That's a good point. So the Elders of the Path, Remnant of the Path, saw themselves as a group that exercised the Nihil, hoping that having become a separate organization, it would collapse. While the Elders remained dedicated to the religion, the Nihil became a criminal force to fulfill Ro's goals and radically grew in power, much to the fear of the Elders, who regarded the Nihil as a force of pure chaos. Marda later became the ancestor of Shala Ro, a great-great-grandmother of Marchion Ro. Yeah, and if you heard from our last week's episode, Marchion Ro, in the current story of the High Republic stuff, he is the Eye of the Storm.
Yeah.
One of the leaders. And eventually the leader.
I wonder who Marda hooked up with.
Good point. Probably someone who was probably not willing, honestly. Wouldn't surprise me. Who knows? So, the storm-based terminology and imagery used by the Nihil could be traced back to the way the Everani had described their homeworld of Everon, with the religious imagery of Rose being virtually similar to the lightning bolt pattern that serves the Nihil logo. between 350 BBY and 330 BBY, an itinerary known as Ro captured Mari Senteca, and by 331 BBY, the Nihil had imprisoned her aboard the Gaze Electric. After Shala served as the Eye for some time and helped further form the Nihil into a united force, her son Asgar Ro killed her in 252 BBY, taking on the title of the Eye after approaching the Nihil, offering them the use of the Path Engines, a device that could promise would allow them to incredible mobility through hyperspace to make sure the group could continue to advance through a period of stagnation under his mother.
So, a couple things here. The logo slowly shifting over time. That's nothing new. The Jedi had like one logo during the Old Republic, and then come the Republic era or Clone War era, they had a completely different one. But it was similar but morphed. So this isn't anything strange. Second thing is that Everennies, they come from a very desolated planet, so it's not uncommon for people to kill off family members to save on food if they're not productive or helping in any what way, if they're just dead weight. So it's very ingrained in their culture to kill off their family members if they're not useful.
Yep, it's dog eat dog world, essentially, for the Everenni. So Asgar Ro subsequently became the Eye of the Nihil, sole grantor of the paths in the engines travel through hyperspace. Unbeknownst to the Nihil, the source of the paths was the hyperspace prospector Mari Senteca, who was kept alive in a medical pod after having her been captured by the Ro family some time prior. The three Tempest Runners were the Twi'lek Lorna D, who achieved the position after saving Asgar from Tempest Runner Zonavin, and the Weequay Casval Meliko, and the Daltwin Pan Etta.
Daltwin. Oh, that's that big bruiser. That
Ninth
sister?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
The ninth sister. You're right.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Ninth sister? I can't remember all the numbers for them.
I think it's the ninth sister. Let me just double check there. Ninth sister. Yes, you are correct. It is the ninth sister. Look at you.
Useless knowledge, everybody.
Yay for playing Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Woo! Alright, so the three Tempest Rounders commanded their Tempest to form their own Corvette-sized craft that commanded the, Allegianza?
Yeah.
Allegiancia. Maliko commanded the New Elite, and Lorna D commanded a ship she named after herself, the Lorna D.
Ego much?
Yes. If you know the character, yes. She's very egotistical.
Somehow she becomes the reformed one.
Does she?
Well, she gets slightly redeemed and slightly reformed. I can't remember if she dies in the end.
That's surprising, because she's one of the most ruthless of all of them.
Yeah, but she, in the end, helps the Republic against the Nihil. Because she essentially... Well, she feels betrayed.
I haven't finished Phase 3 yet, but that's very... No, it's fine. It's
Spoiler.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah, she feels betrayed by Marchion Ro and the Nihil altogether, so...
I wonder why.
It's more like...
Because she
it's
was.
More like, I'm not helping you guys win, I'm helping myself get revenge.
Oh, okay. She did it out of a more of a revenge state of desperation kind of a thing.
Yeah, but it was kind of weird. She kind of becomes slightly reformed, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. Okay, so at some point, a number of Nihil raiders torched the paradise planet, Nelginum, causing the world to become desolate wasteland and its famed library to fall to ruin. Because that's fun. Hey, let's see this planet. Oh, we're going to burn it to ash. That's great.
Burn,
wonderful.
Baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
Well, I mean, if everything became a desolate wasteland, yeah, it did become an inferno. So Re was also joined by his son Marcion, who Shala knew would be the one to fulfill their revenge. Asgar was abusive towards his son to make sure that the boy would grow up to become ruthless. Additionally, the three Tempest Runners grew annoyed with the rule of three established by Ro, which guaranteed the Eye a third of their spoils if the job used the paths. All three Tempest Runners underestimated the Rose, who had personal goals and it involved wiping out the Jedi Order for reasons that had tied into their family history. In 242 BBY, the three Tempest Runners came up with the plot to kill Asgar, but Lorna D was the one to stab him. Dun dun.
I can't remember.
Well, she did.
I mean, there's so much backstabbing that family. I don't know if she did it or
the Nihilans
or
as a whole is so much there is so much backstabbing as a whole. In
yeah, but I don't. But I'm wondering if it wasn't Marcion who got him first.
I think he was I think he started to make a plan to kill him. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so actually, here we go. Finding his father bleeding on the floor in his quarters, Marcion learned that he had no idea who attacked him. Disappointed at that, Marcion nonetheless then began to kick his downed father, continued to do so after the man was dead. When Asgard died, Marcion inherited the unfinished family goal and the title of Eye, including everything that went with the position.
Creating family trauma for generations.
Woo!
Holy cow.
Yay for the revenge on the Jedi when they literally did nothing against the Nihil, or they didn't do anything to them personally.
No, it was
it was a philosophical
difference
in how the Force works. That's literally it.
Yeah, that got twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And they also blame them for the Night of Sorrow, essentially, even though it was their own damn fault.
Right, exactly. So he began his new role with a ceremony during which he began a mission to unite the Nihil under his control. He called the Tempest Runners his and spoke to the group's rebirth, with D beginning to realize they had underestimated Marcion when the crowd began to chant in support. As time passed, the three Tempest Runners would often see Marcion without his mask, but the features of the species always struck fear into them on the instinctive level. Because, they don't look the prettiest.
Yeah, Everennings have like those dead shark eyes that you see on great whites, just completely black and just almost emotionless. And I'm fairly certain they have sharp teeth.
So
kind of like,
the photo that we have on
Twi'leks.
the wiki is it has like that weird dead eye with like one white pupil for their eyes, and they're like dark tinted blue, but I believe they do have like sharp they have sharp black claws and sharp teeth. They even have dark gray blood. Okay, so their skin color is slat gray, and their eye color is just straight up black with like a single white like dot for the pupil. I could see why that's terrifying and would strike fear instinctively. Absolutely. Because most alien species that we see in Star Wars aren't that terrifying.
No, not really.
A lot of them are pretty funny looking.
Yeah, they're definitely different, but not, predatorial, came out of the sea.
Right. They're not like King Shark or anything like that.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, go watch the CW Flash. King Shark is from the Flash, or from DC Universe as a whole.
I know. I'm saying that version of Flash wasn't that great.
Whoa! Out of all the versions we have live action, you're saying he's not great?
All the live actions, yes, this was the best one.
Thank you.
Out of the whole of it, though.
Oh, Justice League, obviously.
Yeah.
Wally West as the Flash in the Justice League is great. But anyway, getting off topic. Let's take a quick mid-break, thank our patrons, and we'll be right back.
If data management is slowing down your business, you need the Intuit ERP. If one entity is here, and one here, and one here, and one here, you need the Intuit ERP. If scaling your business feels like starting over, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite is the AI-native ERP solution that consolidates, migrates, and automates, all in one place. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
You mind if we make one more stop before heading back? I need to run a Target.
100%. Let's RTT. You thinking of stuff for the dorm?
Yeah, my mom gave me some good tips on must-have essentials. We for sure need underbed storage, handheld iron for wrinkles, maybe even a mini Keurig for Mondays. Am I right?
All right, bet. Because I was already thinking about keeping my clothes looking fresh at college, so you better be sharing that.
Of course, man. Whatever I get on this run is yours too.
Twin.
But for real, let's go before they close.
Find everything you need for college at Target.
All right, welcome to the Motor Show. We're talking about everything with podcasts. It's nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here, we want to thank all our amazing patrons. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. And if you too want to help support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocronhistories, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings, reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words, or a nice Spotify comment read out the next time on the show, which we don't have any this week, but, just let us know what you like about the show. Let us know what favorite moments of Star Wars that you like on the on the comments or the Spotify, comments on Spotify, reviews on Apple. But Apple's weird, so I won't see it for like a couple weeks when you post it, which is I don't like it. Yeah. Apple's weird. Spotify is immediate. So anyway, you can also find us in a few different Discord servers. The Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my Discord server, the Band of Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Dragon Ball Lorecast, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, Wizard World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. Alright, and then, do we have any news? I mean, besides Ninth Jedi?
Just Ninth Jedi. I finally watched Visions 3. It was alright, and one of the episodes was Ninth Jedi, and at the end of it, instead of credits, it just says to be continued. So there was hint of this movie a while ago.
What's it's a series. It's not a movie. It's a series.
Well, I think this coming up is a movie.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was supposed to be a series as a whole. I don't know. Whichever. It's great. I know San Diego Comic-Con is next weekend, so the weekend of the 23rd, I think. So hopefully we'll hear some new stuff around Comic-Con. We normally do something, so.
We got, I think, D23 coming up soon. August 14th through the 16th.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, we might have more stuff there, too. So, stay tuned for news for Star Wars, at least for, the movies and shows and stuff like that. I know Star Wars Starfighter, I think they're going to start doing promo material here soon, I think, because it's supposed to be coming out next year. So, we might hear something more about that, or, a teaser trailer.
I stand corrected.
Cool. What?
The Ninth Jedi is a series.
I was right. Yes.
I admit, and it's all coming out on one day. August.
Is it really? Okay, that's
August
surprising.
5th. August 5th.
We also have a Lego The Mandalorian special, 2-episode special that's coming out on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I always
just announced that today.
Legos. I've always liked the Star Wars Legos. They've been fairly decent.
It's fun. It's something they can do some silly things with it. Obviously, that they don't have to do in the live action and make it a little bit more fun to deal with for kids specifically. So it's always great to see stuff like that.
Plus, we got evil Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Revan team up in one of the Lego specials.
Oh, I forgot they did have Revan, but he was non-speaking.
Yeah, non-speaking. It was all Obi-Wan.
Yeah, because they did that on honor of KOTOR 1 specifically, because Revan doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
Because that's your character. So they honored that, that's really fun. I love when they do stuff like that. All right. Well, with that said, let's get back into more of the Nihil.
Visible puts the ultimate wireless hack in the palm of your hand. With unlimited 5G wireless data and hotspot designed to keep you connected, powered by Verizon's 5G network. And no contract holding you back. Plans start at $25 a month, or get the premium Visible Plus Pro plan and save $10 on your first month when you use promo code HACK. Make the switch at Visible.com. Terms apply. See Visible.com for details.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
All right, so by 232 BBY, Ro moved forward with his goal to strike against the Jedi Order and expanding the Galactic Republic for reasons connected to his family history. Furthermore, he also detested the Republic and believed in order to fight the expanding government, he needed to reform the Nihil. Which,
I need to reform the Nihil and then completely neglect it later on. Which is what he does.
Yeah, he does.
He reforms it into essentially a private military army or whatever you want to call it.
Like mercenary slash
bandit
pirate thing. But it's weird. And then he like the later half of the High Republic era, like he just straight up neglects it. he doesn't care for it anymore.
He's got the white dust to take care of.
Yes. Yep. So over a few short years, particularly around 234 BBY and 232 BBY, the Nihil began to grow in prominence in the Outer Rim. Merely a year before the Great Hyperspace Disaster, individuals like CEO Lawrence Gorello and his employees never heard of the pirates, only of their names and action to spread quickly, even if their origins remained shrouded in mystery. The name Nihil itself took on a curse-like reputation. In effect, for all the tales of savagery the people of the Outer Rim heard about the Nihil, more remained unknown about the organization than what was public knowledge.
Now, as a reminder, the Outer Rim at this point is the literal American West before any telegram.
Oh yeah, there was very little, no one really could communicate with one another or anything like this at this time. Yeah.
Once you settle on the planet, that's it. That's your community right there.
Yep.
You will have no contact with the outside for years.
Yep. So to these civilians, the most important thing to remember was that Nihil took whatever they wanted and destroy what they could not take. Even though some stories of the individual surviving a Nihil encounter would sometimes be spread around, there'd be no such stories of people fighting the pirates away. To the Republic at large, however, the Nihil was simply a small-time criminal group that had never bothered itself with addressing, which was a problem. Of small groups. Republic, you probably should look into things because it could become a problem later. Like this one. So the Nihil became aware the Republic was expanding into the Outer Rim and building a space station known as Starlight Beacon, but despite Ro often bringing up the topic, the Tempest Runners remained confident the Republic would not crack down on their operations. Nonetheless, Etta was hopeful for a chance to one day kill a Jedi, seeing it as a great story to tell. Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but you probably shouldn't, because Jedi don't take that. They take that very personally.
Oh, yeah.
So Ro, too, had yet to encounter a Jedi, yet nonetheless prepared to lead the Nihil against the Order, and had grown up hearing stories about his family's history with the Force Sensitives. Around the same time as the Republic's expansion, all three Tempests came to the mass influx of new members. As fears the Nihil spread, Ro continued his plans of arranging the Nihil stormship to be sent on a path which intercepted with a hyperspace lane, something the Republic thought was impossible to do in the Outer Rim near the Hutzal system. So, first off, it's weird to know Ro hates the Jedi so much, yet he had never encountered one yet.
No. Now, this is This is very much a family infused into the DNA grudge.
Yeah, and it's so sad because like if they would have just like sat down and just talk, I guarantee they probably would have come to some sort of thing after Marta, because Marta was just complete. She was nuts.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All the
But
other
here's
ones,
the thing,
they don't care about what the Nihil's original like philosophy was with the Force or anything. Like specifically Martian, he doesn't care about the Force.
here's the thing. The Evereni are not known to have the best mental stability.
Ah, well, there you go. They're all nuts. There we go. So, encountering the Nihil ship at the Hetzel's transit point, the freighter Legacy Run, detecting the ship in their path was only 10 seconds until a possible impact was torn apart, attempting to avoid a collision. There was no particular reason Hetzel was targeted. Ro merely needed a massive crisis that would bring the Nihil to the Republic's attention, and the Legacy Run happened to be the ship he targeted. They were just, in the way. So, yeah. Thus began the Great Hyperspace Disaster. Many of the starship's fragments exited hyperspace and began to rain upon the Hetzel system, hoping to rescue as many people as possible. A joint Republic Defense Coalition Jedi Order effort was launched from the Starlight Beacon to the star system, yet the Republic remained unaware of what caused the event. While some fear the crisis could be an attack, Republic Admiral Pavel Coronora felt that was unlikely, knowing enemies did not normally broadcast intentions to attack before a conflict.
Because they're all sneaky SOBs.
Normally. Keyword, normally do that. Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me of Sonya, the evil tyrant or whatever. That little munchkin in the anime.
Oh, yeah.
Who gets reborn.
Sonya the evil.
Mm-hmm. In one episode, she announces in a little kid's voice that they're attacking this facility in accordance with international war crimes. So,
by the way, that show is unhinged. Like, she's a freaking war criminal beyond war criminals.
No, but
oh my god,
it makes me think of that. Though she technically does the right thing, but tricks them. It's like, oh, it's just a little kid. Boom. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It makes me think of oh, they're not.
The issue is like the little kid, the girl, Sonya. Is that how you say her name?
I think
Sonya.
so.
Sonya. Was a dude in the previous life.
Yeah.
So he was in modern day Japan and had all this like military knowledge and everything, and then dies and then get reincarnated and uses that military knowledge to rise up in the ranks of this fantasy style military and like just starts war crimes. It's great. It's very unhinged. It's very dark. Yeah. So several of the fragments of the Legacy Run that rained down on the system still contain living passages, while another held liquid living passages or passengers. Yeah, it says passages.
Yeah.
While another held liquid Tabana. Towards the end of the disaster, the Jedi needed the band together to ensure the container did not collide with the R-class star and destroy the system. Their success was broadcast to various worlds by technician Kelvin Tarr, who was with only those who hated the Jedi being upset by the disaster's outcome. And by the way, Tabana is a very vile, it's a gas and fuel and very volatile. So it goes boom really big, and giant containers of it into a star. The star would then, explode.
Supernova.
Yeah,
but
that's bad.
It's also used in blasters, and depending on the quality, it could be either green or red. Green is the higher quality, red is the lower quality.
Oh, so you're saying that everyone uses a low quality?
Except for the Empire. Because they use green lasers.
Well,
the starfighters and turbo lasers use green lasers.
Yes. All the stormtroopers have red.
Yeah.
So they use
the ships have high quality.
Yeah, ships have high quality. That's fair. All right, well, that's good. That's cool. So, the salvation of the Hetzal system did not mark the end of the Legacy Run crisis. Remaining fragments of the starship still traveling in hyperspace came to exit into the Outer Rim systems, resulting in the emergences. The first emergence occurred in the Dallas system, where only one of 7 fragments hit the planet Dallas. The single impact resulted in 20 million deaths. Even though Ro was the only member of the Nihil who knew they were responsible for the Great Hyperspace Disaster and ensuring emergencies, Pan Eta's Tempest plotted a job that could take advantage of the sudden disaster in the Abdalish system.
Yeah.
20 million. 20 million. That's insane.
Just like, is this the same planet they used in Acolyte? Or is this a different one? Because I know one of the planets they visit was affected by the hyper disasters.
It is. No, it is not.
Okay.
It is not. So, all right. D and Maliko also supplied a few members from their Tempest to help, but Maliko only allocated 1 Cloud's crew into the effort. Rose supplied the 3 Tempests with the paths needed to enter the system under the command of one of the Nihil's fleet warships, which was the largest ship in the attack force. The assembled Nihil could thus enter the system. As a 6 freighter convoy containing the entire workforce of the Gorello Technologies, many of the resources and families of the workers traveled away from Albert Dallas to the outer edge of the system. The massive force of Nihil ships arrived in the system, with their craft covered up by a massive storm-like effect. Unable to scan anything in the storm, the convoy, though unable to scan the Nihil ship within, tried to begin to move around the storm, only for the Marauders to suddenly open fire, shutting down the freighter of Marie's Diligence before the other convoy ships raised their deflector shields.
Yeah, so they take advantage of everything.
Oh, God,
essentially. It's like, ooh, planet in crisis, and the Republic's going to take how long to get there? Okay, let's go.
Pretty much. Nonetheless, the freighters were not designed for battle, nor were they joined by guard fighters, giving the Nihil an advantage. Firing 2 more shots, the Nihil targeted another ship, which, due to its raised shields, was not crippled, yet still took major hit from the blast. Additionally, the shots had given enough light to briefly illuminate inside the storm, revealing the convoy that a large force awaited them.
Yeah, I like that. If you ever watch Star Trek, they raise their shields, but yet they still take internal damage somehow. Sparks flying, rocks coming out of the ceiling, even though the shields are up. It's like, what?
How's the thing? Why? Hey,
I mean,
when I play Starfield and my shields are up, I don't take internal damage. So
I mean, I can slightly understand. I can slightly understand the sparking because, you're taking energy away or passing it through the ship, which causes overload at some spot. But how does it cause rocks to fall out of the ceiling?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good question, actually. So, firing a final blast as a signal, various Nihil ships of different classes suddenly flew out of the attack of the convoy. As the convoy tried to return fire, those aboard the freighters began to panic upon realizing it was the Nihil who were attacking, forcing the convoy to begin a likely futile retreat.
Run away! Run away!
As company CEO Lawrence Gorello reflected all that he had heard about the Nihil, a large number of the Nihil attack ships focused upon the disabled Marie's Diligence, swirling around it before firing a harpoon-like projectiles into the hull of the freighter, which he hooked deep into the hull on the unshielded ship. Each of these attack crafts simultaneously turned to make their engines face the disabled freighter, and then activated the thrusters, ripping the Marie Diligence apart and killing the thousands aboard.
If you ever seen the Firefly movie, there's a scene where they bring in those mutant cannibals to fight the, I guess, Federation or whatever the dictatorship is at the time. And you just see one ship harpoon another, and they just go swirling off into the distance around each other.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. It's been a while since I watched Firefly. So, with the planet behind them, long since consumed by corruption and then hit by the emergence, there was little hope for help coming against the Nihil, who had just committed mass murder in front of the convoy. The largest ship of the Nihil fleet again fired against another lightning blast, deactivating the freighter it hit, just like the Marie Diligence.
I wonder if this lightning blast is an early form of ion.
I would imagine it is. I don't know what else would it be. Would have to be
Unless
ion.
it's actual lightning.
I doubt that. With the crew from Lorna D's Tempest under the command of the Storm Zagyar being put in charge of recovering a newly disabled craft, the Nihil surrounded the ship until it was suddenly exploded, looking as if it had been a reactor issue or a different error. In reality, a member of Zagyar's crew, the young Strike Blit, had simply miscalculated the harpoon blast and hit one of the ship's fuel tanks. The ensuing explosion took out many of the surrounding Nihil, including Blit himself and most of Zagar's crew. Of his team, all that survived were 5 strikes, 2 clouds, and Zagar himself. Well, that sucks.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Just as Garello felt a twinge of triumph as his employees taking some of the Nihil down, the Nihil fleet focused its attention on the flagship and boarded the vessel. As Garello and his employees tried to arm themselves, the Nihil smashed open the door to the bridge, which went flying and crushed a Clintonian crew member before shooting 3 canisters of blue-gray gas into the bridge. With the canisters exploding before they even hit the floor, the Nihil entered the bridge with their masks on. Garello just had, as he died from the gas, spotted the pirates and realized he had no hope of surviving the encounter.
Yeah, that gas is their war gas, which either
It's
kills or
straight up
paralyzes
poison.
people.
Straight up poison.
Yeah. By the way, I just thought of it. That harpoon blast, that miscalculation, reminds me of, I want to say Mass Effect 2, maybe 1, where you're in the port, you're coming in, and you hear this guy yelling at 3 people, and he says, object in motion stays in motion until acted upon. That is why Sir Isaac Newton is the deadliest SOB in the universe. That's why you do not eyeball it. You wait for the computer to give you a firing solution.
Yeah. Physics is a bitch. So ultimately, the raiders slaughtered everyone on the Garello technology convoy, and enjoying the fact that they did as well after ripping the ship down. Under the leadership of Panetta, the Nihil involved in the raid took everything the civilians had owned. With those spoils in hand and the raid over, the Nihil involved returned to No Space with and the Great Hall. Nonetheless, Etta was angered, and the Nihil only been able to raid 5 of the 6 ships in the convoy, given that one of the ships had exploded when the Nihil started to rip it open, robbing them of whatever spoils it contained.
Some people are just never happy.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, an ever-growing number of emergencies began to strike down the Outer Rim as the Republic Defense Coalition blockaded hyperspace routes in the region to protect against the emergencies, which led to strife as worlds in the Outer Rim suddenly began to suffer from a lack of supplies. Nihil ships effectively became the only ships that could travel through hyperspace, as they were only used the paths, while the ever-growing number of public hyperlanes were being blockaded with each emergence. Yeah.
So this
then people
is
become
like
desperate,
blockading
and then
port.
yeah, oh yeah, it's bad.
It's like blockading ports because you don't know where sea mines are located. Random floating sea mines are going to pop up anywhere.
Pretty much, it's bad. So yeah, the people get desperate, and with desperation, they go to people who they would normally not trust to get supplies. Yeah. So, Rose spies in the Republic also reported the government was putting together a major investigation into the great disaster and emergencies with the help of the Jedi. While he had accomplished his goal of getting the Nihil to the Republic's attention, he knew the pirates were not ready for his goals, so wanted to slow down operations until the time was right. In the need of new paths, he also had been working Tekka hard to fuel the future of both the Nihil and his own goals, meaning he had another secret reason to hope the runners agreed to suspend operations for some time.
So he having Tekka go through hyperspace. She was force sensitive, and for some reason have a very connected to hyperspace. She could see paths, other things that other ships couldn't see for some reason.
Right.
And he was able to map these out,
Mm-hmm.
which gave him and the Nihil a huge advantage later on.
Oh, yes. Huge advantage. But we'll get to that advantage in part 3, where we go more into the history of the Nihil. Because trust me, there's a lot.
Again?
3.
3? Okay.
There's just one more part. Yeah, so that'll be next week. So stay tuned for more history of the Nihil, because there's a lot more to go on, because this is all Phase 1. Phase 2 is all the Path of the Open Hand, so we don't have to worry about Phase 2.
This is technically half of Phase 1.
Yeah, because Starlight Beacon hasn't fallen yet, so yes.
Yeah.
Because that was the end of Phase 1, was the fall of Starlight Beacon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fun, cool stuff. High Republic era is really cool. It's very interesting. Adds a lot more depth to the stories as a whole, so... And obviously, once we get new Star Wars games and new stories and movies and stuff, we'll add even more, a.k.a. Zero Company, because you know me and Dojo are going to be playing the heck out of that game.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Cannot wait. All right, do you have any final thoughts on Part 2 of the Nihil, Dojo?
They are scumbags. Real scumbags.
Yes, and Martian should just die. He does eventually, but
there's
still.
someone worse than Martian, but we haven't gotten to her yet.
Wait.
The senator.
Oh, yeah, she could die too. No one would care. Not even her own daughter. Anyway, yeah, so thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!